Okay.
This looks better.
We're live now. Same now.
I think so. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome and apologies for the delay today. It's entirely my fault with some new Zoom settings. I was trying to get rid of the Zoom logo and failed, but it's here, which is good. So
Mhm.
welcome to Natasha Rocha and to Viviani.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Um, and it would be amazing, Natasha, for those of you who have never met you, Natasha. Would you like to do a quick introduction, please?
Yes, hi everyone. I am Natasha Rocha. John and I actually run a podcast called Mindful Leadership Podcast. But I work primarily in the Akashic records. I'm a Reiki master. I also do craniosacral therapy. I've spent some time in Canada. Now I am back in Edinburgh, ready to be of service. Yeah, that's all about me. And I work in the Akashic records and I usually go by people's names. So I use the vibrational frequency of your name when I'm connecting into the record. So that would be very helpful in today's session so that I can support you.
Fabulous. And we met, we should figure out the date when it was sometime, but it's like 20, 21 years ago when we both worked in an internet service provider together. Little did we know that the world would change and that our lives would change. And it's so cool. You also live in Edinburgh, not that far from where I live. And just last night we were running an event together, our third event
Nice.
this year.
Mhm.
And it was beautiful, right? A small group of five people that previously that event had sold out. And it was like, oh, I remember when people came into the room, they're like, hey, there's five of us. It's great. 2 hours. And so we got a long time with each person, which was just really beautiful and such incredible themes as well, not just, um, people uh, asking about
Sound is breaking
businesses,
up a little
about
bit.
what's ahead for them in their life.
Get back.
I'll give it a
There we
second.
go. I
And a
think you're
better.
back.
Um, but we had the opportunity to work in parallel as well, which was really fantastic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, excited to have you on today, Natasha, and to see how we can work through
Mm-hmm.
the readings. I kind of feel like I could just let you guys run it yourselves.
No.
But I'll let Viviani drive once to set up a safe space. And yeah,
Mhm.
Natasha, just let me know how you would like me to
Oh,
help
puppy,
with
hello.
each person that steps forward. Yay!
Absolutely.
All pets
Okay.
welcome.
All
Yeah,
pets walk.
my cat's sleeping now.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, just a reminder for everyone, if you're new here, please put your requests in all capitals. They will be randomly selected, um, and we try and get through as many as we reasonably can to help as many people as possible. When your name is called, please to say hello in the chat and even remind us what you asked for, or anything else you'd like to add once you've experienced seeing some of these happen yourself. And also, donations are welcomed. I'll anything I receive, I'll split across Natasha and Viviani, and you can just do that through johnbinney.com. There's a donate button there. I think I also added your PayPal details as well, Viviani, and I'll make sure Natasha's website's there as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll set up a safe space. And if you'd like to join me by taking in 3 deep breaths in through the nose, nice and deep, and breathe out what no longer serves, your highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep, and breathe out any fear, shame, anxiety, or pain at this time, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep, and breathe out any remaining low vibration energy or emotion, nice and loud. And allow yourself to bring your attention to the center of your heart. And there, imagine, feel into this golden light of source that exists at the center of your heart. And from there, extend the light cord up through the top of your head, going up into the sky, higher and higher up into the stars, higher and higher, until you reach the highest dimension you can imagine, the highest dimension of the source of love, and there connect in your light cord into source. Remain connected into source and extend your light cord down to the stars, into the sky, back down to the top of your head, and into your heart once more. And now, this time, extend your light cord down through the root of your spine, going deep into the ground, all the way down through the layers of this planet, going deeper and deeper, all the way down until you reach the very core of Mother Earth. And there, connect in your light cord into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. And we send our love to Mother Gaia at this time and allow her to send her love back. Remain connected into Gaia's heart and extend your light cord up through the layers of the planets, up through the root of your spine and into your heart once more. And now, together with the light of Source above and Mother Gaia below, expand out your golden bubble of protective light to surround yourself about 2 meters out to each side, above, below, in front and behind, setting the intention for this golden light that you've created as this boundary that only energies and entities, with your permission, your highest good, love and compassion, can see you, access you, or exists within this space or within you. And that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. Into our golden bubbles, we choose who we invite in, including our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, the ascended masters we choose to invite in, and also Source and Gaia. We ask for their assistance in our healing and clearing and protection, our intuition, accessing the Akashic records today. Through space and time, I create a golden bubble around all those in the live stream and in the replay, inviting in only those who have the highest good, love and compassion for all, and setting the intention that only energies and entities with our permission, our highest good, love and compassion can see us, access us, or exist within this space or within us. All other energies and entities must leave immediately. And for Natasha, Viviani, and I invite in our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source, and Gaia. And I also set the intention that when we are servicing people's requests, that we invite forwards their guides, ideally gaining the full name of the person requesting. And we're open to receiving requests for quantum, Akashic, psychic readings, clearings, healings, whatever will assist you at this time. And so it is. We are ready. And I think I heard a pet in the background as well. It was also ready. Yay.
Yes. So let me just go ahead and look for first request of the day. Way up here.
Saying hello to everyone. Hello to the members and hello to everyone that's joined. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Oh, I have, yes, thank you for coming. I have Aleph asking for, Aleph is saying that he's very, or she's very depressed and would like advice from the guides. And I'm just waiting for a reply here, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we'd like to invite Aleph forwards and your guides and higher self to assist with Any messages and advice regarding depression and anything else that help you at this time? And this is the only name that we have for Aleph, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Happy if someone else wants to go first. I don't mind.
Okay. So what I am getting is that there's a resistance to following our highest excitement. And as we step into this space of doing what other people want, we actually suppress our own gifts. And it's about moving in the direction that brings you your most excitement, even though you're not feeling excitement right now. And there is a need of deep rest that is coming in to recharge, reset your trajectory. So you might also be feeling a little bit stuck right now. And that's so that you can go within. It's an opportunity to go within and emerge from the space in a way that you would want to. And they're asking you to let go of the judgment of others, because people will judge you anyway, whether you do, whether you don't. So they're saying it's in alignment to follow your highest excitement, your desires. No matter what happens, because at the end of the day, when you go to sleep at night, you're the one who feels your happiness, your sadness, your guilt, and all of those feelings. So this is a time of pause so that you can think about what will shift you in your core so that you can follow your passion. And when we follow our passion, we are in purpose. And there's a suppression of your gifts that is happening. So allow those to emerge.
Fabulous. I I saw Elle, if you had this, it's I wish I could draw. I saw your being and your like your thoughts in the center of what looked like almost like the center of a wheel. And out of the wheel came these different um options. They feel like in part timelines, but timelines within or choices to make within your life. And there seemed to be about four or five of these, and they were dark. They were like they each of them had like a block on them, a block near to you right now, and then a block further down. Like you, in other words, it feels like there's opportunities for you, as Natasha says, like that opportunity to step into your joy, but you're blocked in the short term. And then you're also blocked yourself in the longer term because you're struggling to see, well, how would that play out? Like how would that work for me? And it creates this like this apathy. And it's as Natasha described, a resistance to stepping into them. And what I saw is when I asked, so what can Elif do? Was this like little to try and play with little baby steps into each of these. And I think Natasha's advice is fantastic. Like to follow that joy a little bit more. You don't need to like overwhelm yourself with taking it all on, but try some of these things and you won't know what each of these are. It feels like that's kind of the point that you have to explore to learn what it is that feels good. But it will be action. And Natasha also said, which I agree with, that there's a period of deep rest and reflection. And so this is an opportunity to just take stock and say, okay, what are the sorts of things that I really enjoy doing? And that you don't need to attach an outcome. You can just say they that the outcome is the joy. And so much of my life has revolutionized because I just follow the joy now. And so surrendering to what makes you uniquely happy will guide you, will be your light through these seemingly dark paths that look like dead ends. They're actually great opportunities for you.
That was lovely. I saw Elif's heart shivering, and I got the words. It was about self-worth and in value and comparing to others and that self-judgment. Um, and you need to be kind to yourself. And when you feel stuck, you have to remember that you are where you exactly where you need to be, and notice all the beauty around you, and be grateful for um, all the beauty around you. And then I saw your heart being wrapped in a warm blanket, and that was like all the self-care that, just nurture that feeling, and stop comparing yourself to others, because that was just going to, of course, make you feel even more depressed. You are where you need to be now, and lots of self-care. Thank you so much for your request.
Just
Thank you,
one
Elif.
more thing. Thank you. When you're talking about the heart, when you were speaking to Alice, I saw it actually in this golden cage. And as you were talking about the timelines, the dark was those, it felt like her heart was stuck in those timelines. So I cleared those lower vibrational timelines, and I cleared within your records, the cords, the tethers, the attachments, the vows and the oaths and the pledges that you've made that keep you stuck, like John was saying. And Viviane is right, now it's time for healing and self-care, but I also activated the opportunities to call forward your highest timelines. So like Viviane said, look at all the beauty that there is, because those are the opportunities for you to step forward.
That's beautiful.
Sorry, thank you.
Fabulous.
Next I have Heather McDonald. She's asking for a reading or a healing. Just waiting for a response here.
Okay.
Yes, Heather
Let's give us a...
McDonald.
Is Heather here? Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Just asking your guides and higher self to step forwards, Heather, for a healing and a reading at this time. I'm happy. My sense is to do a healing also. Would you like me to do that in parallel, Natasha?
Yes, please. So as soon as I connected into your body for the healing as well, I felt it very much in your intestines and kind of like in your digestive tract. So it's almost like you've gone through quite a lot that is hard to swallow and hard to digest, and that you're holding on to. Now, the suggestion from your guides is to let that go. A big aspect of forgiveness is coming in for you. And remember that when we forgive, we don't excuse people for what they've done. What happens is it untethers us and unanchors us from the situation, and sometimes even from the people or the person that it was at that time. So it's about allowing that aspect of forgiveness to come in, whether it's for the situation, the person, and even for ourselves. Sometimes we are our harshest judges. So they're asking you to look back and let go. And the quicker we let go, the faster we're able to move on. And it's almost kind of like when we go through certain things, you're your harshest judge. Like really, give yourself some grace and some love sometimes. Knowing that we move through these times, it brings us the knowledge and wisdom that we need as we go through these. So the recommendation is look at how these situations worked for you and how they've shifted and given you the gifts of who you are today. So there's a lot about releasing and letting go. And the other thing that is coming through, part of the digestive tract is also connecting into your throat. It's about expressing your truth, and it's about saying no. No is a full sentence, and it's about putting yourself first. And it doesn't mean that everybody else comes last. It just means that you come first and they come second. So it's an aspect of letting go, and releasing, forgiving, and looking at how did that work for you. And then taking that knowledge and wisdom and propelling yourself forward. Because if you look at how that worked for you, It shows that that situation need not exist anymore, so you won't attract the same pattern again, where you'll find yourself back into the same place with the same people, with the same circumstances.
Fantastic.
Thank
When
you.
I got through your crown chakra, Heather, maybe I've never seen a crown chakra so expanded, and it reminded me of it was like this disc shape. So your crown chakra was very wide, almost like a galaxy, like spiral, and you're receiving a lot of information and wisdom, in particular from your guides and also your higher self. But the rest of you is not quite ready to know what to do with it. And so I was seeing that as you were talking about, Natasha, the solar plexus and digestive system. And it's like, Heather, you know a lot more and you perceive a lot more than many do. So your truth of the situation is so important. You don't need to explain yourself to people. You don't need to explain how you know things. Know that you know a lot more than others do, and in particular about any interactions that you have with them. And so I feel like you've spent a lot of time like picking up other people's like garbage, their rubbish, and storing it in yourself because they don't get it. And I absolutely with the throat chakra, I saw that as well. It's like you just need to speak your truth. Like you can speak to people about the knows and the what they're capable of absorbing. You can share that. And yes, forgiveness and letting go and releasing is fantastic. Um, Also, there's more for you to share. And I feel like sometimes writing a little journal or a video or it's just speaking it out loud, almost describing yourself in the third person, just saying, look, today Heather had this interaction with this person and she was able to meet them at their vibration and share 10% of her truth. And here's the remaining 90%. Here's what really came in for me at that time with that person. And just allow that energy to be spoken. And the more you do it, the better practice you'll become at being able to humanize these very often like ancient wisdom and metaphysical meanings.
Yes, that was great message. I wanted to name. I got the word stress and anxiety right away, and then I heard let go. And I saw a rope that had a really tight knot in the middle, and then I kept hearing, "It's okay. You can untie the knot. You can let go." I also felt that uneasiness in my heart space and the solar plexus, like feeling just that tightness um and then I started seeing the as you both were giving the reading, I started seeing the not being loosened up and undone slowly. So yeah, it's definitely about letting go and yeah, and you have the power to do that, to let go of that energy that does not serve your highest good. Um,
I
so
love that. I love the knot, and it's like a knotted stomach, like
Mhm.
releasing. That's so
yeah.
fantastic. And
Mhm.
let us know, Heather, if that helped you. Oh, and by the way, that was quite a lot of healing I did for you, Heather. So
Mhm.
do get plenty of rest and drink plenty of
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. And next up, I have Maria has perfect health, which is a lovely name. Great affirmation here and a name. So Maria has perfect health is requesting a um, healing and reading, please. Oh, hello,
Uh,
lovely Gypsy JJ. So nice to see
Hello,
you.
Gypsy JJ. Yeah, I thought with Maria, I thought our job's done. um, it's so cool. But thank you for your
I'm sure
request,
she's here.
Maria.
I'm just waiting for a reply, but I believe she's here. There's a bit of a delay. But
Yeah,
yes, yeah. Just please say a quick hi. I know you're here. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah,
Reading
we're
our
reading or healing.
thank you.
Fantastic. So just asking Maria and your guides and higher self to step forwards, and for everyone else to step back and give us space for a healing, a reading at this time. I'm just being drawn to your heart, Maria,
Mhm.
to do some healing. I can start there if Natasha you'd like to
Yeah.
go next.
So I was drawn automatically as well, like you, John, into the heart and into the lungs. And it feels like there's quite a lot of grief that you carry and anxiety in that chest, because it almost feels like tight and heavy of what you're going through. But in essence, the first thing that I saw was this beautiful soul. And you see yourself a lot smaller than what you actually are, and your light burns bright, which is beautiful to see. And there was this golden energy that surrounded you. And then when I went in, it was kind of like this in your chest. And sometimes you find it hard to breathe and you forget to breathe. So they're asking you to take some deep breaths, bring some focus into your breathing, because our breath is one of our biggest cleansers. And it allows the oxygen, the life force energy to move through. Now, when it comes to your grief or everything that you've gone through, it's feel those feelings 100% and then let them go. And it's okay to grieve situations. It's not necessarily means that people have passed away, but even if it has been a situation or somebody has passed away, sometimes we hold on to grief because it connects us to that person. And they're asking you to connect into the joy rather than the grief of the remembrance of the people, this, or the situations or the circumstances. So remember those things with the joy, which is down in your solar plexus, that brings you the power that you are. And when I connect into that, it's about the grief is as well connected to giving away your power or making yourself smaller so that other people can feel better about themselves as well. And what I'm also feeling in that is that there's a little bit of putting everybody else first, a bit of people pleasing, and it's a bit of a conditioning aspect that comes in that sense, where we really are taught to put everybody ahead of ourselves. So it's really looking at what do you need physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and giving yourself that first before you support somebody else, because then you're giving from a place of full and not from a place of depletion or empty, and you're not denying yourself anything at the same time as well. Um, so they're asking you to remember that you are a divine being and that you are worthy and deserving of everything that is good in life as well. So there's quite a lot there that you're moving through right now. So I could see a lot of that starting to clear as you were working through John and Viviani. It was quite beautiful to see.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that going straight for the heart was just incredible because, and I saw the gold. I saw what I saw. Natasha was like this gold rim all the way around the outside of your heart chakra, Ria. And so as I worked through your chakras and I got to your heart, I was shown that in this is the first time that you've had this gift as a human. And I was so curious, and I kept asking, like, so what is this gift that you've had in past lives? And it's important that you don't know what it is, but that to know, all you need to know is that you use this gift differently. And this language is important because it's important to know that your human form does not have a limitation. In fact, like likely has less limitations than the previous forms that you practice this gift in. The gift that I saw, so what you're currently doing, as exactly as Natasha described it, you're bringing people into your heart. You're bringing them into this golden sphere. And as you bring them in, it's like you want to hold their energy and their pain for them. And then people kind of leave. And Natasha spoke a lot about this mourning energy. And that's
Mhm.
what I felt it was, that it was almost like they're leaving their baggage there. And then you kind of like, oh, you're leaving your baggage at the airport. What do I do with this? Doesn't feel safe. And so when I asked more about, well, how do you practice this gift? I was shown what you do is you keep this. So instead of you focusing um, on bringing people into your heart, you use this ring around your heart to create like this, to almost like this big beautiful bubble around you and another person. but you stay sovereign within yourself. And just like the protective boundaries I created at the start, you're still within your own boundary. And Natasha, you said this in our event yesterday, like your heart is for you, not for anyone else, right? It's for you, and it's for you to be able to determine, which one of your loved ones get to be part of that heart and what you experience in it. So really encouraging you to allow yourself uh, to work with people, to explore the superpower of your perfect health and your gift of your heart in a safe and sovereign manner where you have strong boundaries. So thank you. How about you, Viviane?
I was drawn straight to the heart too, and felt this heaviness and tightness in the heart space. And I asked Archangel Raphael for assistance with healing, and then I saw him holding the hand like this, and the green light shooting from his hand to the front of the heart. And then he went back and did the same thing, shooting a green light from his hand to the back of her heart space. And that's all was the focus on for Maria. And I love the messages that you both had for her.
Oh, that's
So,
beautiful.
Beautiful.
I,
And it's quite interesting because it ties everything, because they say the front is for everybody else, the back of our chakras is for us. So it's
Mhm.
absolutely in alignment with both of you. It's beautiful.
mhm. Okay, oh, I have, yeah, lovely. Have next request here, and I'm sorry, I've just had a glitch here. Chris Cassidy is asking for support and message from spirits. Healing
Okay,
support and message from spirit.
fantastic. Thank you. So just asking Chris Cassidy's guides to step forwards and your higher self so that we can assist with support to messages and any healing that will assist you at this time. The first thing I get for you, Chris, is um I could see your brain like being quite active and discombobulated, just because I love saying that word. And then in your heart, I felt like this is it's a bit of anxiety, and it's also like it was put like your heart was trying to reach up to your brain, trying to connect. And I could feel my heart being lifted. And it's almost like an uncomfortable tightening. And so the first thing that came through is really to practice like delegating more to your heart, the thinking heart. And what that means is, so for example, your heart's really good at being able to discern, being able to help you make extremely difficult life decisions. And sometimes we speak ill of our hearts, and we'll say, "Oh, I bought that car with my heart," and it's like, well, isn't that a good thing? Like, what's wrong with the mind versus the heart? The answer is there's no better than the other. Just knowing that each has its own superpowers, and your heart really wants to help calm your mind and settle into this like clearer intuition and feeling your way through decisions in your life. And that chaos that you're experiencing, you can say, you can ask questions of your heart. You can say, well, how do I step through this challenging time? How do I calm myself? What are the things that I love the most? Like just short, like simple questions, and then place your hand on your heart and allow your heart to give you an answer. It can be a feeling, it can be an uplifting yes or a sinking no. It can be a word or a thought. It can also just be space for you to allow your heart to just share experiences with you. How about you, Natasha?
Yeah, it was the first thing I got as well, is what a busy mind you have, Chris. It was just like a lot of ideas that were going through there. And I almost just saw you sitting at your desk with your hand on your head, like really looking for those answers. And like John said, when our head and our heart are in alignment, then we're being led by our soul. And there's this aspect where you're starting to really connect into the bringing the balance of the masculine and feminine. So the masculine being the head and the heart being the feminine. And it's almost kind of like for you, like in alignment with what John is saying, is it's been hard to kind of like connect into your heart because you've always denied your heart what it wants and you've always gone with what logic says. And so they're asking you that when your heart and your head are in kind of like opposition like this, it's really, you haven't found the ideal solution. It's when they connect in and sink in, and it's like, yes, it looks good, it feels good, let's connect in. So that is one way of tweaking your decisions as well, in seeing if it kind of like, if it feels good, but yet it makes sense. Or sometimes if it feels good, find a way to make it make sense. So let the heart lead for a little bit first, and then let the mind allow it to kind of like bring in the solution or bring in the balance, or find a way of doing something that really expands you. And sometimes our head makes things very, very restricted in a way, because with our thoughts, we almost kind of like create parameters. We look at the how. Whereas when we connect into our heart, they give us the bigger picture. And then they allow the mind to look for the opportunities for how it will come towards you. So that is why they were saying sometimes let the heart lead with the heart. You'll be surprised. And I know it's a little bit different for you, but that is when we stand in that expanded space. When we are in passion, when we are on purpose, it's within our hearts that we feel it first, and then we feel it in our mind. That creativity gets activated. So they really do need to work hand in hand. And when you're looking for a solution at night, before you go to sleep, ask your guides, but say thank you for resolving X issue that you've been going through. And you will see that throughout that night, and if not that night, the one afterwards, keep asking, you will receive the solution when you wake up in the morning or when you're in the shower. But that will come in. Just ask for it and ask it to see it as if it's already resolved. So that was what I got for you, Chris.
How about you, Viviane?
Oh, I saw an image of a head, and it looked like a cartoon, and it had the top open and then like a lid, and I saw all these things pouring in, like, all kinds of tools and words, and then I saw the words like too much, and that, stop, you need to rest. And then as Natasha was saying, a little bit less, uh, too much thinking. So it's less, you want to focus more on a heart space and follow your heart and your joy, and stop with this craziness, this confusion, and wanting to do too much, thinking too much, and just being paralyzed to act because you have all this thoughts taking over it, and it's just too much anxiety and multitasking, and you just can't like function that way. So yeah, just listen to your heart and just rest, and then you will have more balance that way, instead of just staying in that mind space nonstop. That's what I got. I hope it helps.
That's so powerful. I did also hear the example of doing maths with the heart. I don't know if you've tried this before. So doing maths with your heart is like you basically you give yourself like a maths, like quite a hard problem, right? Like maybe it's, you know, addition or subtraction or division with large numbers, and then just you feel into the answer. So you ask your heart, what's the answer? And the funniest thing is your heart will get pretty close, sometimes the actual answer, but you won't really know how. It just feels like it. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great way of, like tasking your heart and your mind can then say, okay, I think I should maybe work that out, and you can work it out and say, oh, that's right, like the heart was right or thereabouts, give or take one or two or 10 or 20 or maybe 100 or so. And maybe it's also because it doesn't really matter. um and so I love that approach to, I know a lot of developers and scientists that take that approach, like to follow their intuition first, and then they'll try and work backwards from that. Like, why is that right? And they allow their analytical mind to support it. So, yeah, thank you both.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
And next we have Louisa M. And Louisa is asking for a message from her guides. And I'm just waiting for a reply from Louisa M. And Chris is saying, so on point, my head hurts. Thank you all so much. I look forward to using your suggestions. Thank you so much for the feedback. I love that.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, Louisa, I'm waiting for you. Okay, she's here. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And just in case anyone's wondering, these messages absolutely feel like they're meant for many people in the live stream and in the replay. So if not as all. And there's no coincidence we all come together and experience, both the requests and then the readings and the messages that come through. So please do allow yourself to open to these messages and to integrate them as you choose, using your own discernment. So just asking Louisa M to step forwards and her guides, her higher self, and for us to assist at this time with messages from her guides. I'm happy for someone else to go first.
So as I connect into your records, Louisa, it feels like you're naturally a medium. And I had a lot of pressure in my eyes that came in, and this is really about it's your third eye is being activated. You're getting expanded more into your intuition as well. But it's also what they're saying is don't believe everything you see. It's really believe everything you feel or what you connect into. So your intuition, believe more into intuition than what you see with your physical eyes is what they're saying. Is look into what you're seeing with your third eye and trust your intuition. It feels like you come from a long line of intuitive mediums, and now it's time to really step into your gifts. And they're saying, don't be afraid. I see you as a young child, you used to have this, but sometimes we get afraid because you might have seen some darkness, and that's okay. You can choose what you choose to see, especially at the beginning. Ask for your guides to come in, really start connecting into your guides. And like John said in an earlier message, a great way to do that is same time, same place, every week, journal, ground yourself, clear yourself, create a safe space, and then call forward your guides and then write whatever comes to mind. That's one way of connecting in, because you're extremely gifted, but I feel like you've been denying these gifts once more that have been coming in. And then the other thing that they're saying is with regards to the eyes, it's about people, and people show you who they are in their actions, not in their words. And when people show you who they are, believe it, is what they're saying. So it's almost like closing these eyes, but feeling into your third eye and in with your heart space. But yeah, you're extremely gifted. So trust that. That is important. And if you're ever scared, just call in your guides or say a prayer or whatever it may be. Call in light, activate your light within you. And you can also command and saying, I don't want this, you need to leave, with kind of like that intention, but call in the light that you already are, and trust your gifts. Slowly, step by step, you'll get there. Embrace them because you're extremely gifted.
Fantastic. And I'm also saying, OMG, you're so spot on. And yes, you are amazing, all in capitals with an angel emoji.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
I I saw first of all I saw your current path ahead of you, Louisa. And then I saw this dirt track like to the side, and it's almost like you're running quite fast and you create like kicking up dust behind you, um, going along this dirt track, and it's hard going, and it's this message that your guides they honestly they repeated it over 10 times to me, the same thing they kept saying, off the beaten track. And it's like, what does that mean? And they kept showing me, they're like, come on, John, you can do it. It's like off the beaten track. And I was seeing that you're avoiding, as Natasha says, like dimming your light and avoiding that path that is your highest timeline if you choose to step into it, is all of your gifts, is all of your abilities. Um, and they kept repeating it. And I was like, okay, what's the other message within off the beaten track? And they said, it's because you've literally been beaten in previous lives for being on that track.
Mhm.
And that's why you're avoiding it. And so it's important now to say, actually, now, Louisa, you're safe. You know, look at us all here on YouTube. Like, we're still alive. We're doing this. We're doing our work. Anchoring that feeling feels like to you. And it can literally just be, you might describe it to yourself as my highest joy. Like, you get to decide what that is. You get to discover what that is. But the feel onto your off the beaten track and back onto your main path. Um, and yeah, very, very, very gifted. And I heard just as Natasha was saying, trust what you feel. I heard people saying to you, I'm not lying. And no, no, I really like you. All these like red flags that,
Mm.
no one that doesn't lie. Only liars say they don't lie. And only people that say, we always give ourselves away when we say, no, no, I really like you. Like, why would you even have to enter that in a conversation when people should feel liked and loved? And so just to allow yourself to feel into these like red flags and keep
Mhm.
working beyond those to increase the sensitivity that you have. How about you, Viviane?
Yes, I felt my heart space really expanding, and it's like being pulled by the heart. And I heard spirit saying, we have your back. We got you. You need to move forward. And I still feel that heart expansion, really like being pulled. Yeah, follow your heart, and it's okay. And you need to. It's 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 time to move forward. It's safe to move forward. You're ready. And yes, that's what I have for you, Louisa. Um, thanks so much for your
Fabulous.
request. Yes.
Thank you.
And I think the last thing Louisa said was, wow, thank you. I really need to hear that. And lots of other great feedback. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Oops. I have a request now from. Okay, I have her name here. Is Louis? No, I'm sorry, not Louisa. If it gets too noisy on my end here because of the lovely people doing outdoor work, you may
No, I can't hear anything.
No.
okay.
As much as it annoys you for us to tell
Um,
you that, we can't hear anything at all.
Okay, I'm calling. Thank you. I'm calling on Gloria Bond, and she. I had to edit a little bit of the request when I added the symbol here, but let me get her in. I know that she's here because she posted recently. Gloria Bond is asking for help. She's dealing with a lot of stress due to husband's illness. Looking for her request again. And seems like she's having a really tough time. Yes. Physical stress, emotionally sad, caring for a husband that has cancer. Sorry to hear that. and taking care of herself and helping her children. So she needs healing.
And sorry, is she asking for just a
Gloria
healing
Bond
or
is
a
saying
reading?
she's dealing with physical stress, emotionally sad, having a hard time helping a husband that has cancer and taking care of herself, helping grown children. She's asking for a reading and a healing and anything that she can do. And thanking us. Thank you so much. I had a issue here with the copy and paste.
It's okay, thank you. I'm just
Thank
Mhm.
asking Gloria, your higher self, your guides to step forwards to assist with the clearing, reading, sorry, healing and reading at this time.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot with your heart just now, and I describe as very tight, like cords from your heart to your loved ones, and sorry to hear about your husband's illness. And the message is that you're being asked to um and just double checking the wording, and yes, it is to let go. And by letting go, it does not mean giving up or not caring. It means it's like you're releasing these cords from them being so tight towards you. So a nice, happy, healthy connection to a loved one or to our spirit guides, who we can also love, can often appear to me very thin and light, almost like a silky thread, and capable of sharing very strong energy, huge amounts of energy, almost like a fiber optic internet connection. And the very low vibration connections are often very thick and heavy and dark, and they have a lot of heavy emotions in them. And what's also beautiful about a high vibration connection with a loved one is that it can disconnect and reattach at will. It's like, um, when you see a friend or a loved one after decades and you reconnect, it's like that ability to connect with them never went away, and it feels like energetically, it feels like it was yesterday that you last saw each other. I can do a little bit of work on those connections with your loved ones and just help with some healing there and to soften those connections and check for anything else that's not helping you. If Natasha, you'd like to go next.
Yeah, so Gloria, when I connected into your records, I almost kind of like saw you taking a break sometimes and having that heavy breathing, crying, that, kind of a thing. It's important for you to allow that. That is you releasing that energy that you're holding on to. And when you start to feel that anxiety, that it's becoming too much because you cannot control the situation, you're not meant to control it. Take a couple of deep breaths as in, but take 2 deep inhales, quick inhales and then breathe. And you keep doing that until you've released a lot of that energy, so that becomes really, really important, because that starts to calm your nervous system. And like John was saying, it's almost like I feel that your husband has accepted his cancer a lot better than you've accepted his cancer. And they're asking you, it's absolutely important for you to take care of yourself, but also understand that it's part of his karmic contract. Anger is repressed anger that has been passed on from generation to generation. And this is him clearing that aspect of that within his physical form. And helping him through that is important, but it is also important for you not to worry. And that's why John was saying that aspect of letting go, because you need to see him happy, healthy, seeing him go through his treatments in a good way. Because if you worry, if you're sending him that energy, you're sending him that energy of worry, you're sending him that energy of panic, you're sending him that energy. He's already going through quite a lot himself. So send him love and surrender to the situation, accept the situation, and walk beside him during this journey, because contractually, on a soul level, This is what you've come to do. And as soon as you surrender and have that acceptance and work with him, it will help to expand you, and it will help to serve him a lot better. And it won't be as difficult to see him going through what he's going through in that space of acceptance. So send him love, send him blessing, send him healing every day, send him light, but don't send him worry and panic, because you're doing more harm than you are good. And he knows you love him. But it's important. That self-care aspect is beautiful to hear that you're doing that within yourself, because that is how you're able to give as well, and allow your children to support you as well. It's all about coming together and supporting each other. You don't have to do it all, and you're not alone, is what they're saying. And they're sending you lots of love and blessings for all that you do.
That's so powerful. Yeah, I totally agree. I saw as I was looking through your connections, your cords with your loved ones, almost like this wrapper that was constraining the outside of that connection. So it's almost like love wrapped in a bit of fear and a bit of like anxiety. And those emotions, when you let go of the fear and anxiety, you end up with this much more flexible and yet stronger connection with love. And love truly allows us to let our loved ones go, because as harsh as it sounds, reality that as humans try to get our heads around is that it's not our choice, it's not our free will. We cannot control others. We cannot choose what their souls have chosen. We cannot start and stop their decisions. We have to allow them to go on their journeys. And that love energy will be very supportive, but at the same time allow that flexibility so that you can say, I can be here for you, I can be here physically for you. And there's nothing better that your family want for you than is for you to be looking after yourself as well, and to not be so constrained and trying to control the outcomes and keep everyone happy. It's a way of letting people go to be even happier.
Apologize for the noise. Here they come.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. I saw the whole time a large angel behind her, and having her wrapped around the wings and just holding on tight and saying, "Let go, release," and just really comforting her the whole time. And I love the message that um, Natasha had, because it just showed like so much love and compassion. And again, it was a guardian angel. Then I got the words guardian angel. Your guardian angel is holding you tight and saying to you is it's okay to release. You need to release and let go. Yeah, you cannot change uh, the outcome in the situation, but you have your angels love and support. That I'm so sorry you're going through this. Sending you love. And, again, I apologize for this noise.
It's okay.
Go away. And next, I have Naomi. Naomi Z is asking for a message from her guides, please.
Thank you. And let us know, Gloria, how that resonates for you. We hope it helps. And for Naomi, just asking your guides and higher self to step forwards to assist with a message for you at this time. I saw like I feel like it's quite short for me, which is I saw these horses, like they're like wild horses, and they're right in front of you. Two or three horses, and they looked like they had almost like a unicorn energy to them. They're quite wild and a bit fierce, and they're already moving. And there's this thing in your life that you're like, should I do this thing? Should I go forwards? Like it's already happening, like it's already running, like there's parts of you that are already engaged with this. And so if you want to, you can take that leap forwards and know that you're riding on these horses are these aspects of you that have been like gearing up for some time. They come out the stables, they're all fed, they've been exercising, they're ready for the race, they're ready for the run. And it's joyous and it's wild and it's free. And so yeah, really encouraging you to connect in with that with your heart and just say, look, I don't need to fully understand where this is all going, but if it feels joyous, feels like it's serving my highest good, run with it.
The image that I got was, it was almost like I saw you, but I saw you kind of like in a traditional African dress. And I come from South Africa. So, and all I could see was that the band was playing around you, and you were starting to dance, but you were by yourself, and you were barefoot on the ground, and you were listening to the beat. And what they were saying is, you need to dance to your own tune. It's time for you to step into the spotlight. It's time for you to choose. So it's very in alignment with John's message, but in a very different way. It's time for you to step in and follow the beat of your heart and your music, doing things your way. But it's time, because brought such joy. Bring in the joy and the happiness, and that is how you move through life, to your own rhythm of your own beat, to your own songs, and connect into the heartbeat of Mother Africa, because that is how you will go. So sink into Gaia's energy and create your dance, your world, your music, your tune. Step into the spotlight. It's time. You've got this. That's me, Vivian.
I got a couple songs. First I kept hearing the AU song that I ran so far away and I ran so far away, whatever. I don't really sing here, but and then I heard it's okay to stop and smell the roses. Um, I'm waiting for, let me see, reply. Yeah, so that's what I got. You don't need to, yeah, take the opportunity to stop and look around you and be present. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Thank you so much, Naomi.
Fabulous. Thank you, Naomi.
Thank you.
And I'm looking for a request. Here's from, I saw a request from Scorpio Mom. I believe she was asking for clearing, or was it? I see a comment. Scorpio Mama, would you please remind me what did you ask us to do for you? Was it a reading or a clearing?
A healing.
Healing, thank you.
Okay, just asking Scorpio Mom would step forwards, your guides and higher self, and first assist with a healing at this time. And rather than all three of us heal at the same time, we could just start quickly with a scan just to see where we're drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing the throat.
Also seeing a
Like
lot
a
of pressure
constriction
in the
across the
head.
throat.
Yeah.
The throat, I see like it's like a pin. It looks like it's like almost like a metal pin straight through your throat that's holding you. Yeah, I can just start and take a look at the throat chakra in more detail. And sorry, Natasha, you said was it the crown
Yeah, I was also
you're
seeing
looking
a
at?
lot of information coming in at the crown, also quite a busy mind as well. And then I saw it in the heart and in the sacral. So there's a little bit of a fear of like manifesting into reality that which you're trying to envision. There's like a disconnect with the chakras. Like you say, especially the avenues of self-expression. So coming in from the heart and speaking that out is almost kind of like there is a suppression in doing that. So it's almost kind of like your whole system has like it's become disjointed because of not being able to express your power, your heart, and what it is that you're wanting to create. And there's almost kind of like a have faith in something bigger than yourselves. And it's a reminder that we are all an aspect of creator, and that it's about stepping into and shining your light. And a lot of the times, this is the example that they've given us in the Akashic records, is to remember to be the sun. The sun's job every day is to just shine. It doesn't care who's in the way. It doesn't care who's put sunblock on. It doesn't care if the clouds are there. Its job is to shine. And they're reminding you that you are just like the sun. And they're telling you to shine your light no matter who is there. And it's no different to a rose bush. The rose doesn't sit there and go, oh, I can't be more beautiful than that rose. No, all the roses grow to be as beautiful as they are individually and together. So they're asking you to be the sun, to be that rose, to just be who you are yourself. And those that are in alignment will stay. Those that aren't will fall away, and that's okay. And that's okay. It just means we're working through different things, different vibrations, and that's okay. So step into who you are always, and that you are worthy and deserving of all that is good. And remember that you're an aspect of creator.
That's fabulous.
Wow.
When I focused on the throat chakra, originally I thought maybe I was a bit cynical and, thinking, oh, this looks like some sort of terrible thing that's happened to you. It seemed like you'd put in this constraint yourself. And so I just untwisted. It's like a nut and bolt, with a little loop on one end. So like, almost like you design a nut and bolt that you could do it without any tools. And so I untwisted it and I returned it to source and never returned here again. And then as it allowed your throat chakra to expand. And as Natasha said, like all that expression, it's like the connections between all your chakras widened, and they're quite wide. Like they're wider than many people's. And we all have different sizes and shapes and positions and colors and speeds and superpowers in our each of our uniqueness, each of our unique superpowers in our chakras. And for you, and I absolutely love that, Natasha, about the sun shining. Like you just don't need to explain it. Like no one needs to know. We still don't really understand how the sun works, right? And and it's so beautiful. It just is. You just are. And you're an incredibly gifted and beautiful soul. And this I heard you saying pissed off. And so just allow yourself to expand out your throat and your truth again and share it. And even if you're not sharing it to those people, speak it out loud. Practice journaling or speaking it to an empty breath and cultivate that self-expression. Thank you. How about you, Viviani?
I was drawn to the solar plexus, and I heard I lack confidence and I needed self-love and to connect the heart to the solar plexus and to nurture, practice self-love. And I got that she's very nurturing to others, and she needs to do that for herself. And but otherwise, she's very powerful and has that strong intuition, but she needs to just bring more attention to her own self-care and self-love. That's what I got for, and I got a little bit of the sacral chakra too, brought because when I first tuned into her, I also saw a lot of orange. I needed to bring more attention to the sacral chakra, I guess, with creativity, yes, to add some creative activities and joy into her life, and that would help her create a little more time and space for herself that would help her to not nurture everybody else all the time and just bring more attention to her, whether it's doing a hobby or meditating, and just to connect more to her own energy. Anyway, I hope that helped, Scorpio Mama.
Yes, thank you. Let us know, Scorpio Mama.
Thank you.
Mm.
I can do one more and then I have to run and get my mom at the airport. Thank
Thank
you.
All right. It's
Thank
been
you,
so
Natasha.
lovely.
I know, I don't want you to go.
No, I know, I'm
Go
enjoying
get your
this so
mum.
much.
I'm enjoying your messages. So lovely. I love how much love and compassion comes through your messages. I'm enjoying that. Beautiful
Thank you.
readings.
I'm enjoying this, how we're so joined together in the messages that are coming in, which is absolutely beautiful. The synchronicities as well. It's stunning.
Yes, it's lovely
It is.
teamwork.
Yes.
Okay, so I have, who am I calling here? I just placed the calling. Sarah Greenspan. Sarah Greenspan is asking for messages from guides about direction to take with her career. Oh, and she's here. Thank you so much for responding. Career advice
Nice.
first.
Fantastic. So just asking Sarah Greenspan, hello, asking your guides and higher self to step forwards. And perhaps Natasha, as you're shorter on time, you should go first.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing is you know which direction you want to go into, but you're a little bit afraid to do then jump. And what they're saying is they've always supported you. They're not going to stop supporting you now. And life is too short to not do what you love and to have fun. You spend more time at work than you do anywhere else. And they're asking you to let go of what society thinks a career needs to look like. You decide. And it's not an either or, it's an and. You can have it all. So allow yourself the opportunity to follow your dreams and to do what excites you and expands you and really what brings you joy. And what you can do is you can look at what you're doing already and see aspects that you really, really enjoy, and do more of that, or you completely do what it is that you want to do. And when we're stepping into passion and when we're stepping into purpose, don't worry about the money will come. It like your guide said, like they will never let you go of, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and they're not going to do that now. And when you do that leap of faith, it's the faith aspect that is important. And an example that they're reminding me of that I usually say is that most children are very fortunate that they know that when dinner time comes, that dinner will be on the table. They don't know what it's going to be, but they know for a fact that there is food on the table. So it's having that faith that you will be taken care of without the doubt, because the doubt kind of like pulls you into other directions. But shoot your arrow at what you want to do and just go for it. Everything else will start to align. Say no to everything else that isn't in alignment with that.
Wow.
That is the message.
My mind's kind of a bit blown, but it was very simply you. I was shown, if you've watched the Indiana Jones movie, where there's this leap of faith. In fact, if you Google it, it's on, or go on YouTube, Indiana Jones leap of faith, you'll see this picture, and the description I was being shown by our guides was that as you step off the edge of the seeming cliff, right? First of all, I saw books, like stacks of books rising up from the ground, and basically the path rises up to meet your first step. And I asked about the books themselves, said, yeah, there's like a lot of it's wisdom you already know. And yes, there's some things you can explore and learn yourself, but it's not stopping you from taking the leap. There's things you'll learn on your journey and you'll explore. And absolutely right. Like the money will become attracted to you, rewarded to you for the leap itself.
Yeah.
And to surrender to that very simple but very beautiful, powerful message. And do you have to go right now, Natasha?
No, I can wait a few more minutes. I want to see what Viviani got
Okay, yeah,
as
please go
well.
ahead.
It was,
Yay.
thank you. It was actually a first thing I heard of, I was follow your heart deep inside, you know what you want. And I
Mhm.
love the both of our messages. And yes, we spend a lot of time at work, so it's so important for your well-being and your health and your joy and happiness to do what you love. So yes, follow your heart and deep inside, you know what you want. And yes, the universe and your guides will support you once you decide to take the steps to follow your heart.
Beautiful.
So,
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Thank you both for allowing me this beautiful opportunity to be of service in a different way and for inviting me into your space. It's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I'm so
lovely.
grateful.
No, thank you. And please do follow Natasha. And you live tomorrow on
I'm
Tuesday?
live tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time
Fantastic.
as well.
Yay.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yes, just messages. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your session. And thank you to everybody that showed up today.
thank you,
Thank you, thank you,
Natasha.
Lovely
thank
to
you.
meet
Thank
you.
you. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And there were two.
Yes,
Um,
loved her readings, beautiful messages, and so much love and compassion coming through her
yeah.
her messages. Lovely. So
Yeah,
thank
if I was ever to endorse another soul, I would highly recommend Natasha. I've done quite a lot of
you.
work with her, and we've done events together now, similar to
Yeah.
what we're doing just now. And also for the first time last week, we did an in-person session for a client, the three of
Oh,
us. So the client had paid for both of us to visit them and do a
oh,
session. And it's a lot to have the both of us talking to you and reading and clearing you at the same time, but very, very powerful. And yeah, I can't recommend her enough. So please do check out Natasha and
yes.
look forward to having her on again soon.
Yes, at Raising the Vibes, and she's going to be live tomorrow, so, which is lovely. Yes, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful energy and very kind. I am looking for a request. I believe it's from Rosemary. It's about a cat that
Oh yeah.
yes, okay, Rosemary, could you help my poor old cat Smokey who has a very itchy contagious rash all year that the vet doesn't help with shots? And we do need to, of course, have the permission of your cat to be able to send help and healing. So I just want to make sure that you're here, Rosemary, and then I need to
Yeah.
ask your cat.
We have time to just come back to
Okay.
Rosemary, if you want to give Smokey a stroke from us and just ask, is it okay
Yes.
for healing? And then we can come back just to make sure that Smokey feels happy about it.
Okay, yes, thank you. Um, so now I'm going to call on Denise McMullen is asking for healing. And please just say hi in the chat. I believe you're here, but just to confirm that you're here at the moment, Denise. Yes, I think she commented on having back issues. Let's see.
Yeah, just say hello in the chat if you're here, Denise.
Mhm. Not, I will select someone else.
And one of the things to watch for, especially as we get later in the live, is that sometimes Denise is here.
Thank
Sometimes people are buffering, so to us, to them, we're way behind. Um,
Yeah, yes.
that's fantastic. Okay, so and is it back issues that we're looking at for Denise?
In another comment, I believe she said she was having back pain. Please confirm that, Denise.
Yes. Yeah, she said yes, back issues. Okay,
Thank you. Thanks.
thank you. So just asking Denise, your guides and higher self to step forwards And to assist the healing of your back at this time, your guides are like almost like a almost like a wire diagram or like a scan of your body. They're just highlighting different areas of your body, just being shown like the lungs being highlighted, some on this so spine. It's just about midpoint on your spine, and down to the lower back. Your guides are just making sure that I can see dir like directly in. It seems to be important to be able to see into your spine, into the what's the name of it? The spinal cord, the where all the nerves run. There's something there's something in there. I'm just double checking before I say what this is. Okay, let me be careful with my words because I want to paint this in the correct and truthful light. So I'm being shown that just about midpoint in your spinal cord is this it's like a kind of nano how to describe it? Like a healing bot. And it's quite experimental. It's not been used much on humans before. And it is it's been an experiment that your soul I'm just asking your higher self, yeah, your higher self as well, have agreed to. What's happening is that it's really struggled to help you, and it's now just causing a bit more aggravation, and it's like trapped there in the center of the spinal cord. It is not there's not much of it present in the third dimension. It's mainly in the fourth dimension. So it's more like, to us, it would feel more like an energy flow, like an energy blockage, or combined with like an emotion. Many of our emotions are in the fourth dimension. So I'm just reaching and see if I can scan through this, just get its size and shape. And I'm being asked to just I'm just gonna get Archangel Raphael to help me as well, but we're just gonna gently pull it through your back. So out through the back of the spine. Return to source or never return here again. Okay. What it was doing was trying to repair nerve damage. It seems like it has been somewhat successful. Just scanning across your whole body, the whole length of your spine, and then out to the lungs as well, where I saw earlier. And just helping with some healing energy into your lungs and grounding that source energy into the core of Mother Earth. Okay. How did you get on, Viviani?
I was drawn to the lower back. There was a band of red light behind, and just showing the lower back, indicating that that was where most of the issues were for me. And then I also felt the tightness in the chest, and then I heard the word grief. So grief is causing that tightness in the chest. I asked Archangel Raphael for assistance, and I pulled a I brought a beam of golden light from source above her, and then Archangel Michael had this Archangel Raphael had like a light green orb of light entering the body from the top of the head and scanning, going through the whole body all the way down to send healing. And before I also saw Archangel Raphael touching her lower back with his hands like this. To send her healing
Oh, wonderful.
and relief. So
And
go ahead.
Denise was saying that she has metal in her back and it's turning cold here in
Okay.
Utah. It feels like it's arthritis. And just later says, thank you, thank you, thank you, John and Viviani. Um, I was really curious about what caused like the nerve damage, and it seems to be like it's almost like a series of procedures. And yeah, that metal did seem to like cause some challenges, but they seemed I don't know that our modern Western uh medicine like would pick up on it in that it was like an energetic almost like an energetic overload that caused some of the damage to the nervous system, and that's why there was also this intervention. It felt, if anything, like technology that your your guides as galactic beings had been involved in, and have been working with you, and in part your soul's journey is to experience some of these different modalities of healing. I hope that helps you.
Thank you. And I have Rosemary back. And I just want to confirm that Rosemary, you have the permission from your cat. I saw you responded that you heard us calling you. Oh, and Denise is saying last Monday she found a picture of great grandma, mom, and herself. And it's from abuse of a child that's causing this pain. I'm so sorry to hear that, Denise.
Um,
And thank you, Wolf, Dude, for your donation.
Thank you, Denise. Good.
Yes. Okay. I'm waiting to hear from Rosemary that she's here. I saw that she was back and she acknowledged that her name was called and we asked for a confirmation that she asked the permission from her cat. Okay, I'm not seeing Rosemary, so let me go with Wolf Dude question here.
Yeah, and thank you so much for donations. Just to be clear, and I know it's a difficult message to get our heads around, but we greatly appreciate your donations. However, they don't prioritize the requests.
Yes.
Um, and it's just to help, anyone that to turn up who can't afford to donate, so that we're fair to everybody. But it's not to diminish your donation. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's grateful we can help you, Wolf Dude. And what was the request?
He had two requests, and now he had two requests. One was for him, and now he changed to um, Carl. So he's offering, I guess, his place. I'm looking at the sticker here. He's saying, please help Carl. He's unblock the connection to his guides if there's time. I'm sorry, I
Okay.
didn't know that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wolf Dude. And
Mhm.
do we have oh, Carl is here. Hello,
Yes.
Carl. And Carl, I'm guessing, is giving permission. Um, yeah, okay. Great. So just asking Carl to step forwards for guides and higher self and to assist with unblocking your connection with your guides. Your guide is saying, Carl, um, just very bluntly, that you're not listening to them. And I'm like, oh, why do I have to deliver that message?
Mhm.
And they're saying, because he's not listening. He's not listening. It's like, okay, I, I get it. But what and how can we find out? What can Carl do to help reconnect with your guides? So there's what I'm being shown is um the connections with your guides, Carl, like when you're asking for a question to be answered. It's not funny, John. There's these little stars that are coming down from your guides, and they're hitting your crown chakra and like bouncing off, and then they're coming down onto the ground around you. And it feels like you're sat in sometimes quite long meditation. And what happens is that these like come down, these stars are falling in and around you. There is a blockage on your crown that I can take a look at, but your guides are asking you to still pay attention to these little sparkles that are landing around you. So these are the messages that they are coming to you. They're coming very close to you, but not in a way that you perhaps used to in the past. And you know when you scatter like sparks onto an object and they kind of hit it, bounce off it, and fall around. They glow when they hit the ground, and they're still there to be. They're still active. These messages are these answers are still available for you to answer. And it feels like a new way of you being like a more expansive way of you being able to connect with your guides. And what I see you doing is so I will go to your crown in a second, but what I am seeing is that around the outside of your body, like if you're sat in the lotus position, like in a circle around you, almost like a little fairy circle, that you can just bring your attention. Perhaps you'd like to scan your left hand first, just around the area that you're sat in, and just read for messages. So ask a clear question from your guides. For example, what is the message for my highest good today? And then just allow your left hand to just scan around the circle around to your left, and then your right hand, the other side of the circle around to your right, and just feel into those messages. They're still warm, they're still active, and allow them to come into you. And let me now check into your crown chakra. Yeah, okay, and I can like feel I can feel that frustration in you, Carl. You're like, I just want like in your brain in particular, like just give me something inside too. And so I'm just asking your higher self, like, can you still do like this more traditional way, if you like, of like bringing messages into you as well as developing this gift outside of you that's more expansive, to can they both happen together? And yes, they can. But please, once you receive a message, do please look around the outside of you and just bringing this energy down through your crown and opening up into your soul star chakra, connecting up into your guides and your higher self and your soul, and then down through to the heart, down to the roots and to the ground. And just like a waterfall, also allowing those messages to bounce off you so that you can collect them from around you within your auric field. How did you get on, Viviani?
Well, the first image that I had was Carl like this, so covering his ears, and yeah, the guys were saying that he was not listening. And then I heard you're not sleeping well. And a lot of the communication can be, the messages can come through your dreams. So you need to, a better sleep. I also heard better diet and drink water. And I saw a butterfly flying towards him and landing on his shoulder. And then I heard there are signs, there are messages. And it's about also, noticing, paying attention to those. Yes, but it's very important for you to sleep, have a better quality of, sleep and better diet. Very important. So yeah, but there are messages. You just need to pay attention and be open and listen. That's what I have for you, Carl.
Yeah, and I feel both for Carl and for others with us in the live and in the replay is that in the expansive way that we talk with our guides, that encouraging you to expand your perception about how and like to melt away the mental models and restrictions about how you'll talk to your guides. And I don't know about you, Viviani, sometimes it's quite hard to describe to another human the sensation of talking with a spirit guide, especially other people's, but to
Yes.
know that every time you do it, when you state an intention, for example, you ask a question, you have to practice continuing to open more and more parts of you, more and more of your abilities, and
Mm,
learning to receive in quite different ways. Each guide communicates differently, and especially to begin with, and especially if you have new guides and they come and go all the time in our lives, that you're allowing yourself to feel in your heart, feel the sensations
mhm,
like in your body, in your mind, in your imagination, in all these different constructs you have, and including outside of you. And that happened a lot for me when I first started. Was I heard dogs barking outside, birds, like I would literally ask a question, and then I'd hear the neighbors car horn
mhm.
beep. And it's like, that only happens when I ask a question of my spirit
Yeah.
guides. How is that possible? And so to be prepared for to explore into the unusual. And it's definitely a period of expansion. And know that when there's a frustration like this, when you feel like you're being held back, it
Mhm.
might feel like you're blocked, but it's a period for you to look within and to do further exploration because there's a lesson trying to be articulated to you.
Yes. Yeah, he's saying, thank you, Wolf Dude One, for making my day. I appreciate your kindness very much. Yes, and do remember that remember that better sleep because we get a lot of our messages. I often get, I remember I usually remember my dreams very well. And when I first wake up in the morning, I usually a song comes through and I know that that is a message for me. Um,
That's
so
so cool. Yeah, I
yeah,
often
and
feel like I have long coffee chats with my guides in dream time.
yes.
And
And
sometimes they're a bit raw as well. Like, okay, I'll definitely give that some thought. Thank you. And you wake up feeling a bit tired.
and it's so much fun to me anyway. I love getting messages through songs because it's so much fun
Oh, yeah.
to hear over
I
and
love
over.
that.
Yeah. And you have to also remember to trust because I often would speak, is this really, or is that wishful thinking? Am I really getting this? Is it really a message? But
Yeah.
that's another reminder.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
One analogy that Natasha shared at an event was that um, our imagination is the canvas upon which our guides can paint. and
Yes.
and it's such a powerful, beautiful way. I mean, maybe I prefer songs, but I like art too. And it's amazing because
Mhm.
when you allow that experience, when you say this guides, this is my imagination, you're saying to your human mind as well, it's okay for like
Mhm.
the unexpected to arrive into my imagination, just like my whatever 2,500 songs. Like I know I have a good imagination, but it's not that good by itself. I ask for a lot of help from my guides to fill it.
Yes. And I do have Rosemary back, and she said she believes she has her cat's permission. I believe his name is Smokey.
Okay,
So thank you so much, Rosemary.
fantastic. So I'd like to ask, I'm going to ask Rosemary and her cat Smokey to step forwards, your higher selves and your guides, and in particular to focus on assisting Smokey at this time
Hmm.
with this itchy contagious rash at this time.
I started itching too as soon as my neck started itching. I was responding to smoking.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it is, but it seems quite large. And it's like it's coming up from under the skin, this energy. It's so the way I feel this universe is constructed is with consciousness creating energy, manifesting into matter. And so when we think of health, when you think of the energy first, I saw this how to describe it, like there's this like bitter pill. It's like a
Mhm.
poisonous energy that Smokey is consuming, and that energy is then being like Smokey's trying to eject it, trying to release it out of the body, and it it's almost like burning Smokey's skin. Like it's boiling at the skin as it leaves through the skin. And so it's not the best way for Smokey to release it. Where it's coming from, it feels like it's fascinating to think about our pets and their lives and their past lives. There's some lesson going on here where Smokey's chosen to be in a lifetime where, like many pets, they often choose to consume our energy, and often our negative energy, and to try and help. And sometimes our pets just become quite heavy and ill with that dark negative energy. And some animals are better at releasing it than others, or have developed a practice. And this is one of Smokey's lessons. It's not necessarily something you're doing wrong, Rosemary, but just to bring attention to the fact that this is something Smokey's doing for you, but it's more than you're aware of. It's not all this energy is coming to you and then being passed on uh, into Smokey. Some of it feels like environmental, and it's like Smokey's picking up. I mean, cats are probably better at this than dogs. Being able to have a broader range, both of interest around the house, anything negative that's there. Like Smokey's there picking it up, a bit like a not a Hoover or a vacuum, more like almost like demon slayer vibes. Like I'm off to like digest these challenges that um my tribe may face. Um and I don't feel that you can really stop that. Like, it's Smokey's decision to consume whatever Smokey decides. But what I do feel we can help with is the releasing of the energy, and the grounding. And so let me just get a bit of detailed guidance on how best to do that and see if there's anything we can release just now. But yeah, I can see Smokey's like struggling quite a lot with this. So if you can get Smokey out with all four paws on the grass, that seems like a good starting point. I see like a kind of stealthy, gradual, slow walking is helpful. And I don't know if Smokey feels safe, like making sure that perhaps you're with him and that he feels um safe while you're doing that. And then there was something about the tail. I see you like stroking Smokey. Is it if it's safe to stroke him, to like stroke across the back and encourage that flow from the head and then down across the back and down the tail into the ground. It's almost like you're washing it off you're encouraging, set the intention as you do it. And you can say this to Smokey, say, release it through your feet, release this energy through your feet and through your tail into the ground. And imagine that Smokey's filled with this, like like a cup filled with murky water, and it's draining out through into the ground. How did you get on, Viviane?
Very similar. Well, first, like I said, I started my neck started get itchy, and yes, it is he's absorbing all this energy, stress from Rosemary and from the environment, and I said to him, it's okay to let go. You release that. When you talked about the tail and feeling safety, in animals, the tail area is just like similar is the root chakra. So safety issues there. I saw right when you start talking about that there was some issues with the root chakra, and when you talked about stroking the cat was perfect because I started to visualize that petting the cat, even if it's inside petting, and then when you get to the tail, like do this, flick your hand to release the energy,
Yeah.
just like when we do to ourselves when we do this movement to clear our energy. Do that when you're petting your cat. Stroke it from the top of the head all the way continues to the tail, and then flick your hand to release that stagnant energy. And then I visualized green healing energy from the top of the head all the way to the body and then through the tail and sent it to earth to ground um, all that stagnant energy. I really hope it helps. And thank you, Smokey, and thank you, Rosemary.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
Well,
yeah,
we better finish at that. Thank you so much,
yes.
Viviani. And
Yeah,
thank you to Natasha, who was with us till just 30 minutes ago.
yeah, thank you.
Um, and so lovely, 145 thumbs up. Fantastic.
Mhm,
And yeah, huge numbers of people in the live. It was really fabulous. Thank you. Um,
mhm,
and yeah, I hope everyone's messages are helpful, both for the people that are uh, they're targeted for, that have requested it, and also those that it resonates with. Do take time to reflect. A lot happens in these live streams. It's like if you were to write
mhm.
it all out in pages of A4, it's like a lot is said, and a lot of it's very deep, often beyond the meanings that us humans are fully interpreting and sharing. So give yourself time to allow yourself to integrate this. And do drink plenty of water and get plenty of rest. And
Yes.
so I'd like to thank our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metron, Source, and Gaia, every soul that's participated in today's session, as I ask each of us now to step outside of the session bubble, both in the live and the replay, as I close it down and return to Source or never return here again. We can each remain in our individual golden protected bubbles and to know that you're safe, you're loved.
Mm-hmm.
Please take good care of yourselves, listen to your bodies, and drink plenty of water. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Viviani.
Thank
That was such fun. And so we'll be back Thursday, but it's a different time.
you.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so for a while at least, Thursdays will start 30 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 4:30 p.m. UK time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, and 8:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
Fabulous. Well, I look forward to seeing you all then. Take care, everyone, and please do follow both Natasha and Viviani. Thank you. See
Well,
you.
bye
Bye.
everyone.